Welcome back for another video. Today I want to get into some ELASTOS updates for basically, the month of October, kind of summarize everything that's been going on and where we're at up to this point. So before I get into that, though, I wanted to mention that I did pass 400 subscribers, which is awesome. It's glad to see, people jumping on board. I'm starting to get a lot more views on all of my videos, activity in the comments and stuff like that. So it's just exciting to see the growth and progress. Usually I've been making mention of it every time I cross another 100, so 300, 400, and so on. But actually the past few days, I've gained a lot, like over, close to 100 in just a week or so. So I'm actually, I've noticed it starting to pick up a lot. And once again, just wanted to thank all of you guys for being here. I have a very mixed perspective on the crypto space. For those of you that don't know, I have been involved with Bitcoin in one way or another since 2013. I used to mine some Bitcoin back then. So I've been around, I've been in the space for a while, and I think I have a good overall understanding of what's going on. Obviously, I don't know every project. I can't know about every project. So much information and stuff to take in this new space as a whole. It's hard to keep up with everything, but I think I do have a good perspective on the crypto space as a whole. So once again, thanks for being here. And if you aren't a subscriber up to this point, just know that I'm going to cover a lot of mixed things. I do talk about XRP and Ripple a lot. It seems to be a very hated project in the crypto space as a whole, but I mean, their connections run deep. Okay, so my channel is going to be about making sure people are informed, all right, about what opportunities are actually out there. I'm not going to tell anyone to shy away from a project because you think that it doesn't align with the crypto perspective, that we're trying to overthrow the banks and so on. I just don't get that mindset. I don't think that that's going to work out. It might 50 to 100 years down the road, but I think we'll see some kind of hybrid system over the next 20 or so years with crypto and banks and everybody kind of working hand in hand with the new financial space. But all right, don't want to ramble too much. Let's get into the ELASTOS details. All right, so ELASTOS Sash, kind of talked to him about this proposal he has going on about determining what to do with the ELA token. Is it a currency? Is it an equity? Is it this? Is it that? And he ultimately wants to reduce the inflation, which I think is great. So if you haven't heard of this yet, make sure to spread the word and get it out there in the ELASTOS community that this suggestion is going on. And we could be seeing another big move for the basically tokenomics for ELASTOS. So let's just read his tweet here. He says, "I've been asked to summarize my recent ELA economic suggestion posted on the Cyber Republic. Here's two quick summaries." All right. So first and foremost, to rebrand ELA as our smart web's Bitcoin equivalent, a store of value. In short, the proposal allows us to say there will only ever be 65 million ELASTOS within the next 1,000 years, compared to today's model, which would drive it all the way to about 1.3 billion in 1,000 years. I'm proposing we slowly decrease the ELA issuance daily from 1.32 million per year today to 36,500 ELA per year within 10 years. The miner's income would not be lost, as this model forces the unit of price of ELA to rise through a fully competitive mechanism to maintain the rate of return. All right, so you can come over to the Cyber Republic page, find this tweet with him, and he has the link in there. If you don't know how to get there, it's at ELASTOS_Sash. But if you come here, check it out. Basically, like he said, how do we perceive ELA? And we're trying to basically decrease the inflation. All right, and he says we're trying to determine, is ELA a currency? Is it an equity? But I agree with number 3 here. He says ELA is like equity in that you can trade and have voting rights through DPoS and Cyber Republic elections, although there are no clear dividend rights, and it acts as a currency in that it has additional yearly issuance. So also, he says ELA currently does not have the attributes of a collectible and is closer to equity without dividend rights. Which is true, but if you look at a lot of growth stocks, or all growth stocks, basically right now, they don't have dividends. Companies like Amazon and Apple, and if they are still expanding their business, they typically don't pay dividends. So ELASTOS could be an equity, a growth equity, which is kind of what I think we're shooting for here. As the store of value, right? It's going to consistently go up over time. But anyway, he goes on. If you want to check this out in detail, he has a lot of great visualizations, basically, of how all this works. Showing here that in 110 years, ELA at its current rate will be all the way up to 180 million circulating supply. Whereas, if you slowed that down, it will be in, what did I say, 100 years? Yeah. So 168 million in 100 years, whereas if you go with his proposal, it will be only 33 million. So I like the idea personally, because I don't think you need this massive level of inflation. The tokens are already circulating, they're already divisible. So I could see needing more if it wasn't divisible, but it is divisible. So I don't know. If you want to check this out in detail, go ahead and do so. I'm not going to dive fully into it, but this would be a massive reduction. So here he shows, broken down over 10 years, we would be reducing from 1.3 million ELA to 36,000 per year, and then that drops it down to 3,616 currently, down to 100 per day. So the goal is to get down to 100 per day ELA, and that would be its cap, essentially. So personally speaking, I like the idea. I think that the inflation should be reduced, and I think that the inflation definitely has to do with the price right now. Like, the price just keeps getting hammered because there's only sell pressure, no buy pressure, and this is the downside of ELASTOS as a whole. Everyone thinks that when I make ELASTOS videos, I always get people in the scam or comments calling it a scam and this and that. One thing I can assure you, this is not a scam. Okay, ELASTOS is not a scam. It's just a very complex project with large ambitions that are not going to come to fruition overnight. Okay, what they are trying to build, and they continue to build, is a lot bigger than just the token's price. So I think the same can be said with anything. YouTube videos, like me, content production, activity will drive subscribers. Same with building out a project like ELASTOS. They're still building the infrastructure, and that activity will eventually drive growth in the price, just naturally. But they do need to consider reducing the inflation, no doubt in my mind. I think that would help drive the price. But you get so many people calling it a scam, this and that, over and over, just because the price, right? That's all anyone really cares about, especially in this space. If it's not going up in value and they're not making money off of it, then it's a scam, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, ELASTOS has built some amazing things, and they continue to do it. That's another thing I wanted to touch on. Okay, so ELASTOS has continuously built what they said they would do. I've been here in this community for almost 3 years at this point, and everything that I was told ELASTOS would eventually be, it has become. The only thing that hasn't followed is the price action. It literally is a cyber republic, a DAO, where you can come here and propose changes to the network and this and that or whatever, and it gets executed after voting on. So they promised that. They promised merge mining with Bitcoin and capturing Bitcoin's hash rate. They've been doing that as well. They promised proof of stake. All right, so you can stake the wallet in the ELASTOS wallet, and you don't have to lock it up. So you can stake it there. You can pull it in and out of your contracts on a daily basis and move it around. You try a lot of these different staking platforms, you have to have it locked up for a certain period of time before you can redeem it. So there's so many great things to say about ELASTOS, but calling it a scam, is inaccurate. So just look, are they building? What have they actually built? You know, and if they're building all of this for a scam, that's one big giant scam. All right, there's no point in putting that much effort into something that's just supposed to just be a ripoff. All right, they're not. That's not what they're doing. They just have big goals. All right, moving on. Sorry for the rambling. This got a lot to say about ELASTOS because I don't cover it that much. All right, as I mentioned before, if you didn't see it, ELASTOS also just got listed on Bitrex. You know, it did nothing for the price short term, but you know, for me, I'm happy to see that because now I have an American-based exchange that I can access and not have to worry about, you know, how am I gonna get on and off the ELASTOS, you know, purchasing if I need to without, you know, getting into any legal issues or so on. You know, it's good to see that we're moving on to American exchanges. So there's another one. And then just today, ELASTOS version 1.3 for the Android operating systems is available now. So they're adding Ethereum support, preliminary support for Hive 2.0 and Trinity Native, which is the basically browser, like internet browser for the ELASTOS web service. And also, as of today as well, finally you can download the ELASTOS operating system on on the iOS. So those of you that have Apple phones and wanted to get access, now you can actually download it and you can actually go in there and see what it is that they built. You know, that's what I tell people when it comes to crypto. Look around, you know, try and use the products that they're building. You know, if it's a bunch of hype and everyone's buying this coin for whatever reason, but they don't even have a product or anything, you can be very confident that that will eventually crash back down to where it was. All right, just, you know, make sure that any project that you're messing with, make sure that they've built something actually. You can see it, you can interact with it, right? And that's what the ELASTOS is. So you can go check it out on Apple. Go ahead and download it, play around with it. All right, next thing I wanted to get into is a couple new projects for ELASTOS that are being worked on. So this came out 11 days ago now, so a little late to the party here, but I just want to get this word out there on YouTube for people who don't know. Okay, so ELASTOS has definitely shifted towards trying to be, you know, working with all the DeFi projects in existence. So this is a few things they have going on the roadmap right now. All right, so first and foremost, the team has upgraded the Elephant wallet with the integration of a Web3 engine that enables a breadth of DeFi applications and also integrates the Filecoin. All right. The latest version supports both Ethereum and ELASTOS Web3 dApps, so users can switch networks manually, and developers can also develop cross-chain dApps. All right, what else do they have going on? Okay, so they're bringing 3 dApps to the ELASTOS ecosystem within the next few months. One of them is going to be called this TalkSwap. It's essentially a Uniswap clone. It's going to act just like Uniswap, but it's specifically being developed for the ELASTOS ecosystem. All right. Also, they are adding this Quicksilver, which is decentralized lending, and it's going to be based on Compound smart contract modules. So for those of you that don't know, Compound is another DeFi project. It's listed on Coinbase and so on, but the decentralized lending, that's awesome. You know, going to have another Uniswap type thing if that's what people want to do. I personally don't use it too much, but I do like to see development on ELASTOS. So there you have it. Lastly, they're building this project called Shadow Tokens, which is a cross-chain asset bridge that will enable ELA to connect the Ethereum and Tron blockchains. So interesting enough there. A lot of so you can have your DeFi platforms mixed with, you know, Tron has a lot now, so does Ethereum, and you'll be able to bridge them together. So ETH, TRX, and assets from their native blockchains will be mappable to ELASTOS, and ELA mappable to the Ethereum and Tron blockchains as well. thus enabling asset cross-chain interoperability. Now that's awesome. Great thing to see. I don't see many other platforms in existence now doing this cross-chain stuff. If there are, let me know, please, in the comments. Like I said, I try to learn and absorb as much information as I can, but this is a very complicated space. All right. Lastly, Filecoin's integration will be released in a future version and will be followed by the release of 3 more DeFi-based protocols. Okay, so more on the Filecoin stuff. So ELASTOS community joins Filecoin and DeFi-focused FILDA alliance. So this just happened a few days ago. Got a lot to cover here. Let's just jump right into it. So with core infrastructure components such as the Ethereum sidechain and cross-chain bridges laid down, and Chainlink Oracle integration well underway, development for the next iteration of DeFi Legos has kicked off in the ELASTOS ecosystem. FILDA, the ELASTOS community's debut DeFi project, aims to service the needs of various actors within the Filecoin ecosystem with a suite of specialized DeFi tools. All right, next they just talk about why they're doing this basically. So, Filecoin's economic model: miners must pledge File tokens in order to mine, and must also operate within the parameters of the Filecoin protocol, which do not release mining rewards until 180 days after they are earned. While incentivizing high integrity behavior, the protocol places tremendous cash flow pressure on miners, who must at once stake File and finance their own operations, all while dealing with a 6-month income lag. All right, so the goal: using robust DeFi solutions, FILDA connects File token holders whose otherwise inactive holdings can be staked to generate interest, and FIL miners whose financial constraints can be loosened immensely from intra-ecosystem borrowing opportunities. So what this made me think of is kind of like what Ripple's trying to do with XRP and so on. The goal is to free up Nostro Vostro accounts, which are, banks have to hold capital of all the different currencies that they're interacting with, and it basically just has to be locked up in a pool, dormant money, in order to exchange with countries all around the world. That's kind of how the system works right now. XRP is trying to free up that dormant capital and make everything kind of instant flow. Whereas here, the goal is to help these miners that have to pledge their File tokens and so on. They have to be locked up and they're not doing anything. So the goal is to help them generate interest on the money that's locked away, and also help with financing with the 6-month income lag. All right, what else do we got here? By addressing real needs of active ecosystem parties, FILDA stands apart from the pack of experimental DeFi projects that have propagated on the Ethereum network in recent months. FILDA is a real-world application of high-impact DeFi tools that have been tailored to a specific use case in the Filecoin economy, not decentralized gambling. I like that because they're trying to reiterate that they are doing DeFi, but in a manner that is actually beneficial to something. It has a use case. Whereas, as I mentioned, right now, a lot of the DeFi stuff is just experiments right now. And, sometimes at best, decentralized gambling is kind of what I see when I look at, all this pump and dumps and pooling your money together to get massive interest. That stuff's not going to last. It's just an experiment, and it shows, how playing around with smart contracts can, lead to new innovations in finance. All right, moving on. FILDA will run on both the Ethereum blockchain and ELASTOS Ethereum sidechain in parallel, and will also support ELA lending and mining. They're doing this. So funding has been sourced primarily from the Ethereum community, and its technology is being developed first on Ethereum because of that. But in the near term, the ELA token and Ethereum sidechain will garner additional use cases and contribute tangible value extending beyond the ELASTOS ecosystem, which would attract new users and wealth in the process. All right. Lastly, this whole Fildo Alliance was established on October 20th at the 2020 Block Global Eco Summit in Shenzhen, China. The Fildo Alliance was created by ELASTOS co-founder Feng Han to bring together industry giants in the blockchain and IPF space under the common mission of creating new DeFi services. All right. So, as you can see there, there's a lot going on with ELASTOS. ELASTOS is building and well connected with a lot of the main projects in crypto right now. Ties to Chainlink, using the Chainlink oracles. They are part of the REN Alliance as well. More DeFi got in here with this Fildo Alliance as well now. So to me, I see a project that's massive. They're building a lot. They're well connected. And what they do is actually just try to make other projects better. So it's not competing, right? It's like, okay, we're just going to merge mine with Bitcoin, and then we're going to build an Ethereum sidechain so that Ethereum can capture the Bitcoin hash rate for security purposes. All right. And then at the same time, we're going to have a proof of stake sidechain for Ethereum, so it processes up to 1,500 or so transactions per second. So they're just taking all of the great things in crypto and trying to improve them, right? Same thing with this Filecoin, trying to help these provide actual DeFi products for Filecoin miners to help them balance out their cash flow, essentially. All right, I just wanted to mention all that because if you come over here to CoinMarketCap and you scroll all the way down to where ELASTOS is, it's probably on page 2 by now, I would guess. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right, sorry about that. Just one moment. Okay, so ELASTOS hammered down here at 190. But my point here is look at the company that it keeps. I'm sorry, but all the projects that are down here around ELASTOS, they have not built anything close to what ELASTOS has built. All right, you can't really find many. I've heard great things about this Singularity Net. Haven't looked much into it, but I have heard some good stuff about it. Same with Origin Trail. I've heard that they're doing good things with supply chain and blockchain. But when you come deep down on onto the second page of CoinMarketCap, I just don't see company around ELASTOS that has built as much as they have built. So this is why I'm bullish on the project as a whole. I think it, no doubt in my mind, deserves a spot easily in the top 20. If you come over to the top 20, I mean, there's not many projects up here, even top 30, that are better than ELASTOS, that have actually built that much product. And that's why I say product matters. And what have they actually done? ELASTOS has accomplished pretty much everything they have told us they would 3 years ago. All right. And they still keep going. All right. But lastly, putting that all into perspective as well, I always had to show you this CoinCodeCap. There's another site that shows the activities and the outcome is a little different, but I always refer back to this one because this is the one that I know. But anyway, if you flip to overall rank, you can see ELASTOS is at number 23 in developer, according to developer statistics, basically. And you can see it's in major company, right? The top 20 is all big projects that everybody's heard of, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin, Libra, Cosmos, EOS, Filecoin, library credits, IOTA, Stellar, Lisk. I mean, you get it. Ripple, Cardano. The list goes on, but ELASTOS is up here in great company. So there's no doubt in my mind that eventually this activity, this development that they have been putting the effort in on, will come to fruition. So if you still in the comments thinking ELASTOS is a scam and this and that, I mean, just look at what they've actually accomplished. They've done a lot more than most of these projects in crypto. So no doubt in my mind, eventually they reap the benefits of the effort they've put forward. So hope you enjoyed that video. was at least informative maybe for you. But as always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.